Allow me to demonstrate. First, puff out your chest. Now say tax exemption.
Tax exemption.
Now you must acquire a taste for freeform jazz.
Halo 3 ODST is by far one of my favorite games from the Halo trilogy. This is mainly due to its film noir vibe and more detective-stylized gameplay. For a game that was created in half the time and ran on the same engine as the heavily successful game known as Halo 3, ODST feels like a completely different game than its predecessor. This may be due to its skillfully designed narrative, its unique combat interactions, and well-crafted characters. Hi everyone, my name's Mega, and today we'll be reviewing Halo 3 ODST, and explaining why it is one of the best from the franchise, from its simple but effective story, to its marketing, sound design, atmosphere, and characters. So check your mouths, find your chairs, and get set for a combat drop. Before we get into the game, I'd like to do a quick history lesson for those of you who haven't played Halo at all. In the main trilogy, you play as the Master Chief, an augmented super soldier enlisted by the UNSC, who is sent to kick the asses of a cultist space alien army known as the Covenant. In Halo CE, as we are fleeing a losing war, we find something known as the Halo Ring, and figure out it's a good idea to blow this thing up, as the alien army wants to fire it, and it's pretty much a space nuke. As in, if it's triggered, it will wipe out all known life in a 25,000 light-year radius. In Halo 2, the Covenant finds Earth accidentally, and chaos ensues as we attempt to stop them from glassing the planet. Where Halo 3 ODST fits into the trilogy is in between the events of Halo 2 and Halo 3, as we, the player, are orbital drop shock troopers, also known as ODSTs, and are on an unknown mission given to us by the Office of Naval Intelligence, aka ONI. They're pretty much the FBI in this universe. What's interesting about the game is that now we aren't playing as the Master Chief. We may be the best of the best military-wise, but we have zero augmentations or Omega armor. But that's what adds character to this game, as the idea of being in a different perspective is important not only narrative-wise, but also in gameplay. Bungie did a fantastic job at toning down your role in the Halo universe. You aren't trying to blow up a Halo ring or save the galaxy. You're just following orders. Perhaps what made the content ODST gave us feel like there was so much was due to its amazing marketing. Now, Bungie has had a very good track record of delivering amazing marketing campaigns when it comes to Halo, especially during the Halo 3 era of gaming, and ODST does not disappoint one bit. A huge factor that drives me and many other people to buy games is the trailers and marketing that they show. If what you show me gets me excited not only to play the game, but to also be invested in its universe before its launch, you've already got me hooked to play it. What makes ODST's marketing so good was its style. It had creativity, humor, but also seriousness and grit. It had something for everyone to enjoy watching, and with the well-crafted relationship between Bungie and the fan base, the game was a shoo-in to be well received. One thing that sparked conflict among the community was its $60 price point, as it was a shorter game and had less content. However, I would disagree with them, as the game released not only with the campaign, but also Firefight and a multiplayer DLC for Halo 3. So for diehard fans, the price point wasn't an issue. Besides the E3 preview and its wonderful stage design and Joseph Staten, praise our lord, Halo has always had a wonderful live action trailers. That honestly were the driving factor that got me to start playing these games. This live action trailer portrays what it's like to become an ODST, and the tough and traumatic experiences they deal with. It shows us just how human these people are. The other trailers show us New Mombasa and the AI that runs it, with its watchful eye, using cameras lit around the city. I personally enjoy the Halo 3 trailers more, however these ones take second billing at how much they had me excited and eager to play it. And it showed in the final product we received. And then there's the Firefight trailers.
this channel.
No! No!
Welcome to New Mombasa. Bam!
I love Sergeant Johnson. Even though we don't really see him at all in this game, I'd buy anything that man told me to. Klondike bar? Yes, sir. A new 2020 Ford Elantra? Anything for you, Sergeant. Bungie knew what they were doing at this stage of their Halo making career, and knew how to hype up a community even for a game like Halo 3 ODST. But did those trailers truly show us what ODST was going to be like? Halo has typically thrived off linear gameplay, as shown with the massive success of the trilogy. However, with ODST and its film noir style and detective story, Bungie wanted a more open world area for us to explore. From this, it was decided that the campaign would be split into two elements. One would be the hub world of sorts, where our character, the Rookie, would explore the Night City, fight off or evade Covenant, and discover clues pertaining to his team. These clues would allow us to enter flashbacks that would put us in the shoes of Rookie's team and would be our standard linear levels with more aggressive combat and vehicle-oriented missions. I think this is one of the massive changes to the Halo formula I like the most. It made the game feel fresh, allowed me not to be bombarded with constant combat, and to be more immersed in the story that they were trying to tell us. Besides the hub world, a lot of new elements were added. We gained a silenced version of the SMG and a new silenced pistol, which I enjoyed because it gave me the feeling that ODSTs had their own arsenal of gear, compared to the standard assault rifle and magnum we typically always had as the Chief. We also had a new enemy type in the game, known as the Engineer, which provided shields for the Covenant and made you shift your combat style to take them out first. We also gained something known as the Visor mode, which will allow us to have night vision of sorts and paint enemies in a colorful outline and help us find secrets around the map. These changes to the game, in my opinion, were crucial to the success of Halo 3 ODST, as it was just different enough to allow it to feel unique compared to its predecessors. But these alone weren't the sole reason so many fans enjoyed the game. Atmosphere and feeling are at the forefront when it comes to playing ODST. Right from the beginning, with the opening text crawl, which was certainly a different thing for Bungie to do, and the intro cinematic where we drop into New Mombasa right before the slip space rupture that happened during Halo 2. This game has a different feeling to it. Perhaps that's because the game takes place on Earth, or perhaps it's because of the fantastic lineup of characters we first meet. This chop shop team of ODSTs is led by Edward Buck, who is played by none other than Nathan Fillion. Yeah. The guy from those smash hits like Castle, Firefly, and Serenity. And the person who should be playing Nathan Drake. Sorry, Tom Holland. The rest of the team is made up by Veronica, Mickey, Dutch, Romeo, and us, the Rookie. Each character feels unique and different with their own sort of charm to them. Romeo is the sarcastic, smart-mouthed marksman of the team. He's reliable, is always there when you need him, but always has a quip to say, even when he's critically injured. Dutch is the muscle of the group, loves being in the front line, but has a religious side to him which boosts his character's humor. Mickey is the demo expert of the team, a master of the fine arts, one might say. He's really my least favorite character, for reasons outside of the game, but still a nice character to play and interact with. There's also Veronica or Dare, an Oni operative who's a past love interest of Buck and the captain of this secret mission. Lastly is us, the Rookie, who fills in that silent protagonist void that Master Chief has. Except this guy doesn't even speak. What's nice about Halo 3 ODST is that it's not just about the solo protagonist. You get to play as the entire team, jumping from character to character, and then when you play as the Rookie, you feel more immersed in the story and setting. After a nice little team intro, it's time to explore the wrecked and abandoned New Mombasa. This is what makes ODST pop. The city Bungie designed is fantastic. It's dark, decrepit, and quiet. No action, no firefight, just you, wandering a city on a dark and stormy night, surrounded by patrols of enemies, with no allies in sight. Now, enough about atmosphere and all that. how does the actual gameplay feel in the mix of everything? Halo 3 ODST is basically an add-on to Halo 3, as it's not exactly a new game, it runs in the same exact engine that 3 uses, and I like to think of it like an added DLC story to the main game. A lot of things are similar, but it also brought new things to the table that make it feel completely different. We've already gone over a few of those details, like the weaponry and visor mode, but there are other things that Bungie changed to make ODST feel different. Another mechanic added to the game was the navigation screen, which gave us a map to plan our route and find hidden secrets. Compared to other Halo games, grenade throws have been the exact same for most of the series, but ODST's is a bit awkward at first. From a hardcore fan, first using the grenades felt very off, and I had to adjust my angle to hit those nice group frags. Another small issue is that with the silenced SMG and pistol, they aren't very sneaky as you'd predict. It aggroes enemies no matter how much of a Metal Gear Solid pro you are. Besides these flaws, ODST does what it's supposed to do with what it has. It expands upon the gameplay we had in Halo 3 without being too overbearing. One little nod to Combat Evolved is that we don't have the usual recharging shield we would have as the Chief. We need to find health packs around the map to bring our health back up. This enforces the notion that we are in fact just normal humans. We get hurt, and this is reinforced by the red glow and beeping heart monitor sound you get when your health is low. Combat is as fun as any other Halo game, with its usual combat loop of 30 seconds of high-action entertainment. The hub world also has entertainment besides combat, with data logs that recount the invasion of New Mombasa and Sadie's story, which adds more to the story of ODST. There's also supply caches you can find around the map that aid in your detective work by replenishing your ammo or giving you subtle power weapons like sniper rifle or a rocket launcher. Without finding all the Easter eggs and hidden secrets, Halo 3 ODST is quite a short game, sitting at around 6 hours to complete. And with easy and normal difficulty feeling like a nice nighttime stroll, I enjoyed a heroic playthrough way more. Perhaps this was because the harder difficulty added to the feeling of isolation and loneliness, and adding a challenge of being killed more easily. It's that perfect combination of difficulty and exploration that really makes ODST pop when playing it on harder difficulties. The levels Bungie crafted are stellar, starting from the quiet, hostile hub world of Mombasa streets, to boots-on-the-ground firefight action in Taraya Plaza and Oni Alpha Site, to larger-scale vehicle missions like Uplift Reserved and Kikowani Station, which really help break up each level and make them all unique and fun to play over and over again. The difference in level design and combat, in my opinion, topples over most of the previous levels we've gotten in the Halo series, save a few good ones like the Covenant or the Silent Cartographer. What makes the story of ODST so good is that it's a human story. It's more grounded than the stunning space opera that is Master Chief's story. This more human aspect also adds an element of risk to the story, as these ODSTs aren't the super soldier we know and love. They can get seriously hurt or die, which adds more to the threat of the Covenant invasion we see unfold before our eyes. You feel for these characters a lot more as you see them fight, banter, and claw their way through hordes of Covenant. It paints a good picture of the differences between the Spartans and ODSTs. You can relate to them a lot more and care about them and their mission. Another thing that added to the atmosphere of the game was the subtle romance that we saw. The relationship Veronica and Buck had through the game is quite unique to the Halo formula. We start off with there being some sort of past tension between the two, something went wrong between them. But there is still a connection between the two as we see Buck risk his life to find her, and Veronica relying on Buck when she gets into a bind.
Take my advice, rookie. Never fall for a woman.
Make sure she's got both.
The story of ODST is simple compared to the space opera of the main trilogy. It's short, sweet, and it gets the job done and more. But one thing, one small thing, makes it so much more. Halo 3 ODST's score is by far one of the best from Marty O'Donnell. From its powerful and chaotic action tracks that really complete the harrowing missions and events that occur, to the mysterious and eerie sounds of wandering the Mombasa streets. And then jazz. Ooh, there's some jazz. The soundtrack takes everything great from the game and then sprinkles some more on top of it. It takes a lot of skill to mix rock guitar shreds and melancholy piano together and make it work. I don't think Halo 3 ODST, or even the main trilogy, would be as successful as it is without the hard work from Marty O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore to craft these masterpieces of video game soundtracks. Firefight is fun if you like to play those horde defense type games. ODST first brought Firefight to the Halo universe, and it's a fan favorite game mode. It pins you against wave upon waves of Covenant and makes you fight in multiple scenarios that force you in and out of cover. It also had this unique thing with skull modifiers, where different waves would bring additional challenges like more enemy grenades or making them harder to kill. 4-player Firefight was very enjoyable. However, with its very repetitive style and limited variety of situations, eventually fans moved toward the second disc, which was the mythic Halo multiplayer disc, which included 3 new maps that have become some fan favorites of the series. One little special character on the new map Longshore has become a hidden mascot of the Halo community known as Franck, which was a cartoon whale/fish hybrid creature that was posted all over the map. A weird mascot, but a welcome one. Halo 3 ODST hits all the notes it needed to, from a fantastic, action-packed, story-driven campaign that told a new and unique story that didn't require the help from our Jolly Green Giant, to a fan-favorite soundtrack due to its mix of normal Halo rock guitar and jazz-oriented pieces. Firefight added a new game mode loved by fans that allowed people to sink hours into it and learn the strats and ways to survive round after round, almost akin to the Zombies game mode from the COD series. ODST's ability to work with an old engine to craft a wonderful world and story that feels completely different, not only visually, but gameplay-wise as well, is stunning. This game is one of the best from Bungie, and honestly a blast to replay even 12 years post-launch. Halo is a franchise I hold dearly, and ODST is a gem amongst them. Even if you aren't interested in the universe or story, Halo 3 ODST brings enough change to the game and story that I honestly think you should try it out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. As well, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/megaimpactgaming, as I'm hoping to stream more frequently as I gather footage for new videos. I want to chat with the community on new content and things happening in the gaming world. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.